Hi everyone, welcome to Barcelona. It's a great pleasure to be here. And we've had a fantastic meeting talking about audit and certification. Had a number of people from IOG here, but more importantly, we've had people from the audit community, a number of audit companies, plus a number of DApp developers. And getting those three groups together has given us a chance to raise the profile of audit and certification, get feedback from the Cardano community, which is always good for us, and exchange ideas and meet each other face to face. On Cardano, we try and encourage people to do the right thing. We try and encourage people to develop code to the highest standards. We've tried to do that ourselves, and I think we want to do the same thing for people building dApps. We want to encourage people to have their dApps audited because nobody is perfect. Nobody writes code without bugs, and having another pair of eyes on your code can make a huge difference. Being wrong can lead to hundreds of millions of dollars worth of assets being lost. We can't achieve perfection, but I think aiming for audit, aiming for automated testing or verification means we can try and reduce the probability that things will go wrong.
SundaySwap is a DEX that launched on Cardano in January, and a key part of our strategy to getting to market was an audit. And so for those who don't know, that entails asking kind of a third party to come in and review your code and your design. And that's super important for building that confidence for yourself and for your users in the security and the safety of any funds that are going to be interacting with that DApp. And in particular, a DEX holds a lot of funds, so it's really important to push that assurance as high as possible.
So FIO has three central pillars, which is secure code audits, threat monitoring and intelligence via our FIO domain intelligence platform, and decentralized identity management, which we call FIO Identity, which we're making free for every user out there.
We are building Gimbal Labs, which aims to be a truly decentralized and autonomous organization. That means that we haven't set rules. We are building those rules with the community. We took this approach of let's build a community and then decide how we organize in a decentralized and autonomous way. I'm currently building within that organization Dandelion, which is a distributed and decentralized API layer for Cardano-like clients to interact with Cardano blockchain. My partner James is building an escrow bounty system on Plutus. He's piloting a project-based learning experiences with regular developers that want to turn into blockchain smart contract developers. So yeah, we are doing a few things there.
MLabs, we are a consultancy, and we're lucky enough to be working with a lot of Cardano projects. We are working with more than 20 clients, like DEXs and financial applications, a very, very broad range of fields, which is great because we can learn from each of the projects, leverage all that knowledge to help build and improve the Cardano ecosystem.
CubeCoin is a cryptocurrency for leisure and travel. And we are working with it with CubePay. It's a wallet, but also a gateway to allow our partners to easily accept cryptocurrency. And with the wallet, we are allowing non-techie users to be able to pay. So the goal is, if you want to accept cryptocurrency, nice, it's easy. If you want to buy some things, a coffee, you can do it. And with Cardano, we can.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what Runtime Verification does?
We provide form verification and audits for layer 1, layer 2 protocols, as well as smart contracts, verification, and tokenomics, and also DeFi systems.
Can you tell us about the project that you've been building?
Sure. Well, at SharesLake, we're building an open global blockchain-based stock market, and it's built on top of its own Cardano network. And we basically are able to provide benefit to the companies every time their shares are transacted, and we do not charge the investors for that. So we're benefiting both the companies and the investors following the new decentralized way.
I always felt the need to be a software engineer as trustable as an architect that builds a bridge. I think Cardano is taking the approach that it's the correct approach to build this system that will allow people to transact with their value on a daily basis.
Our use case requires high security and also well-designed software. And we think Cardano has the best designs and the best white papers. They have investigated a lot about how to build good things, secure things, and resilient things. Well, that's mostly the why of our decision.
You're working on auditing and certification within IOG. Could you tell us more about what you're working on?
Let me tell you about two things in particular. So first of all, at level 2, where we're talking about audit, we've built with the audit community a set of best practice guidelines for what audit consists of. This is to help auditors understand what's required of them, but also developers to understand how to prepare for audit, what they should expect, and so on. The other thing we're doing is looking at level 1, automated testing, at building services so that we can automatically test DApps that are submitted to the DApp store that IOG is building, so that we can put information in the DApp store about the level of assurance that somebody can promise about their DApp.
Why do you think it's important for DApps to be audited?
From a developer's perspective, they want us to find the vulnerabilities before the real hackers can do, so that we can protect the assets of the user. I think it's very necessary for the companies, from a user's perspective, to have the smart contracts or the DApps they are using being audited, so that we can build trust between the user and the DApps company.
Yeah, I think security is really the central issue facing the success of Web3. I mean, I can tell you at FI we're tired of every day seeing the headlines being negative as opposed to positive about what's actually happening in the space to move us forward into this new area that we're calling Web3. So to us, security is about not just making sure that the platforms that people are interacting with are secure, but that they're also safe to use. The day where we start seeing, or stop seeing, I should say, headlines that X amount of millions of dollars of funds were lost overnight just due to a small vulnerability, at that point we'll actually see everything progress and mass adoption really come to take place.
We already thought before this that it was really important because it allows a company to be able to prove that they are doing the things right. Not only a check, a badge that you display, it's really the way to go. We need the people to trust in cryptocurrency.
You should never trust your code. You should always let other people see it and try to break it, try to hack it, exploit it, and try to use some tools you might have not known about or not be comfortable using, so that you can always be sure that your smart contracts are safe. Why do you want to be sure? Because, well, smart contracts, they are important. They are small pieces of code that govern a lot of money, so we need to make them as safe as possible.
Is there any key takeaways you've had from the day?
Yeah, I think one of the most interesting kind of distinctions that I think can be made is the difference between an audit and the certification. The audit is the actual process of checking and ensuring high quality of the code and the protocol. And then the certification is how do you let users know about that? How do you attest to that on chain? And how do you surface that in different user experiences like wallets and things like that?
My key takeaways are that we need audits, we need certifications, proofs that this software we are building are doing what are supposed to do in order to get close to the, let's say, regular people, and it's not involved in blockchain. We need those certifications so they can really trust.
Auditing is paramount because people trust us with their money. We have a responsibility. We need to make sure that we do our best effort to ensure that those funds are safe.
We learned a lot here about how to test Bluetooth smart contracts. We have learned a lot how to develop them. We have known the people that can help us auditing them and ensuring that our exchange is secure and that needs to work from the first time.
My biggest takeaway is that everybody here is making sure that security is priority number one before you start bringing in millions of more users into the space. Without security being at the forefront, again, it's going to be the same issues that we've seen all over the place. The Cardano, the foundation, and everybody interacting on it is working together to make a safer space. It's been a great group of people here. Most of these types of events, you're having thousands of people, there's a lot going on, and having such an intimate setting to really discuss the key issues and key problems facing us progressing forward in such an intimate fashion with just a really overall nice group of people has really been a pleasure, and we're happy to be part of it.